Today I've got an urgent topic that could mean the difference between hunger and sustenance when disaster strikes. We all rely on an incredibly complex supply chain to deliver food to our local stores. But what happens when that supply chain shatters? Trust me, you do not want to find yourself in a grocery store with barren shelves, fighting over the last can of beans. Today, we're diving into 7 foods that will disappear first when the supply chain breaks. Stick around till the end, because this is information you can't afford to miss. 1. Rice. First on our list is rice. It's a powerhouse staple food that has a prominent role in many world cuisines, ranging from Asian to Latin American dishes. The importance of rice is not just its versatility, but its incredible shelf life, which can extend up to 30 years when properly stored. This makes it an almost gold-like asset when panic ensues and people raid grocery stores. If you find yourself in a situation where rice has become a rare commodity, don't forget about alternative grains like quinoa or couscous. They may not have the same shelf life as rice, but they're good alternatives in terms of nutrient content. When it comes to stockpiling, your best bet is to go for vacuum-sealed bags. Store them in a cool, dry place, and remember, it's smarter to buy in bulk to maximize your savings and storage efficiency. 2. Canned goods, especially meats. Canned goods are the unsung heroes of a well-prepared pantry. Offering both longevity and variety, these convenient packages can be a lifeline in a crisis. Today we focus on the significance of canned meats, be it chicken, beef, turkey, or even fish like tuna and salmon. Protein is often the hardest nutrient to come by in emergency situations, making canned meats invaluable. They can serve as a critical source of essential amino acids, which are vital for everything from immune function to muscle repair. In scenarios where canned goods become as rare as hen's teeth, don't despair. Alternatives like freeze-dried meats or high-quality jerky can also be viable options. These foods also have good shelf life, and while they may not offer the variety or texture that canned meats do, they're still a rich source of protein. Even meat alternatives like tofu or seitan can be considered. These are usually available in vacuum-sealed packages and can also offer a substantial amount of protein. Now, about stockpiling. It's not enough to have a dozen cans of the same kind of meat. Variety is key for nutritional balance and to prevent food fatigue, that sense of dread from eating the same thing repeatedly. My top tip here would be to diversify your stash. Go beyond your usual choices and include cans of different types of meats. Also, take advantage of seasonal sales, multi-buy discounts, and bulk purchase offers. As you stockpile, remember to rotate your stock regularly. Consume the older cans first and replace them with new ones. This ensures that you're not faced with expired foods when you need them the most. Trust me, it's worth the effort. 3. Bottled water. While water is a basic necessity, its importance multiplies exponentially in a crisis. Without it, survival is compromised. When we talk about stockpiling, many people focus on food and overlook water, which is a grave mistake. Don't just stockpile bottled water. Know how to purify water from natural sources too. If you're in a pinch and bottled water is already off the shelves, you could look into water purification tablets or high-quality water filters. In the long run, investing in durable, refillable water storage containers can make a world of difference. These can hold large quantities, and if you're disciplined about replacing the water every 6 months, you're all set. 4. Flour is like the unsung hero of the culinary world. You'll find it in countless recipes, from simple pancakes to intricate pastries. This is why when supply chains break down, flour often disappears from the shelves in the blink of an eye. Flour is not just used for making bread. It's a vital ingredient in everything from sauces to desserts, providing structure and consistency to numerous dishes. For those who have dietary restrictions, it's a good idea to also stock up on almond flour, coconut flour, or even chickpea flour as viable gluten-free options. Don't underestimate the utility of these alternatives. They can be used in many recipes just like wheat flour. Bread-making skills, too, become invaluable when store shelves are empty. If you're the DIY type, consider storing raw grains and a hand-cranked mill. You can then produce your own flour, providing an even longer-term solution. When it comes to long-term storage, Your best friend is a Mylar bag with oxygen absorbers stored in a cool, dry place. This can extend your flour's shelf life to several years in some cases. Keep a vigilant eye on the expiration dates and be mindful of any signs of spoilage. Do periodic checks to make sure there's no moisture buildup or pest infestation. A 50-pound bag of flour may seem excessive now, but in the face of a crisis, it could be worth its weight in gold. 5. Pasta. Pasta. It's not just a comfort food, it's survival food. Its long shelf life, high calorie content, and ease of preparation make it a no-brainer for emergency food storage. For those who require gluten-free options, there are plenty of alternatives like chickpea or lentil pasta that also offer a bonus of extra protein. If pasta becomes as rare as a 4-leaf clover, remember that rice noodles or even spiralized vegetables like zucchini can fill the void. In terms of stockpiling, buy in bulk when discounts are available and make use of airtight containers to keep moisture and pests at bay. 6. Baby formula. For families with infants, a food crisis becomes even more stressful. Baby formula isn't just an item on a grocery list. It becomes an essential lifeline for your child. When it comes to stockpiling, baby formula is probably the most critical item for households with infants. It can serve as both food and hydration for the youngest members of your family. Unlike other food items on this list, there really isn't an adequate substitute for baby formula, especially for infants under 6 months who aren't on solid food yet. Therefore, stocking up on formula needs to be a top priority. Always check and double-check expiration dates, and keep an eye on any recalls from the manufacturer. A tip for stockpiling formula is to maintain a diverse range that covers different stages to meet your baby's growing needs. 7. Coffee. Many people might not initially think of coffee as an essential food item to stockpile, but let's not underestimate the psychological and physiological benefits of this beloved beverage. Coffee isn't merely a morning ritual. It can become an emotional anchor and a source of comfort, especially in times of crisis. Just the aroma can give you a sense of normalcy, which can be invaluable in high-stress scenarios where your daily routine has been upended. The caffeine in coffee not only keeps you awake, but also mentally alert, which can be critical in disaster situations that require quick thinking. Now let's talk about withdrawal. For habitual coffee drinkers, abrupt caffeine cessation can lead to withdrawal symptoms like headaches, fatigue, and irritability. When you're already dealing with the stress of a crisis, you certainly don't need the added burden of withdrawal symptoms. So consider this as a health item too. If, for some unfortunate reason, coffee becomes scarce, turn to alternatives like black or green tea. They might not offer the same robust flavor or high caffeine content, but they're better than nothing, and also come with their own set of health benefits. Herbal teas can also serve as caffeine-free options that offer some level of comfort and routine. In terms of long-term storage, whole coffee beans are your best bet. They last longer, and when ground fresh, offer a superior flavor to pre-ground coffee. Store them in vacuum-sealed bags to keep them fresh for as long as possible. Instant coffee is another practical option, especially for those who may need to evacuate quickly. It has a long shelf life and takes up very little space, making it ideal for a go bag. If you really want to be prepared, consider adding a manual coffee grinder to your supplies. It might sound extravagant now, but it could be a small luxury that pays off in a big way. And there you have it, folks. The 7 foods that will vanish first when the supply chain breaks down. Prepare now so you won't be caught off guard. Remember, it's better to be a year early than a day late. If this information has been valuable to you, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe. Stay alert, stay safe, and most importantly, stay prepared.